Okay. Hello. Welcome back to episode 7, I think, or vlog 7, of my Deathless Ultramoon run. We are still on the first attempt. And so last time we were very happy to beat the grass trial. And this time, I believe what we'll be trying to do. Oh, Oh, I didn't even know this had a tutorial like this. Um, and this time what we will be trying to do is get to the end of Akala Island, um, and probably fight my rival's third battle. So this is our current team that we used to beat the grass trial. So he's Gyarados. We use Blub, the Charge-a-Bug, Sodium, the Furfrou, Lithium, the uh, Mawile, Fluorine, the Fearow, and Cadmium, the Herdier. Okay, so the next required battle. So the next big boss battle is the Kahuna of the island, and she uses rock type Pokemon. And her Pokemon is level 28, which means that our level cap is level 28. So we have quite a few levels to work with before we hit our level cap. So there will definitely have to be some grinding. And then what we probably want to do is take a look at our current makeup of Pokemon to try to decide how. Um, this is not what I wanted. To decide how, like, what Pokemon we're going to try to use against her. Um, we're definitely going to be using Wishy-Washy. So her Pokemon are Anorith, which is Rock Bug. That's weak to Water type. Great. Her second Pokemon is Lileep, which is Rock and Grass, which is not weak to Water. And then her third Pokemon is Lycanroc, which is just pure rock, which is weak to water. So, Wimpod, unfortunately, will not be a, um, what's it called by that time? Wimpod will not be a, Golisopod. Sorry, I did not sleep super well last night. So we could take Curium. I don't think we have access. We actually do have access to a water stone. Maybe we don't. Maybe we need Sharpedo. I can go check if we do. Actually, let's do that now. We can do that really quickly and really easily. So, this is actually a very fun point in the game. So we're going to get a couple really good encounters, or potentially very good encounters this game. We've already gotten our encounter from this section. However, this is where you get a water stone. I believe it's on this island. Am I wrong? I know that this is where you can get a water stone. Oh, well, I guess we're gonna do battle. There are a couple of required battles before this, one of which I have actually lost a Deathless run to. but I think we can prepare for that battle better than I haven't previously. So we should be fine. Beyond those, or beyond that, um, there may be one or two required battles just while running through the next cave, but I don't think any of them are particularly difficult. They're just standard trainers who don't have anything too hard to deal with or too difficult to deal with. I think at this point we have found most of the encounters that we're going to rely on throughout the rest of the game. We have plenty more encounters for the rest of the game, but generally the encounters you get on the first two islands are the quote unquote best encounters. Hmm. I'm almost certain that the water stone is here. So I guess I need to think about where the water stone is here. Hmm, weird. In the meantime, we need to think of Pokemon that can very easily tank rock type moves. For now, Wishy-Washy and Furfrou are the two that I think we're going to rely on. Is it? Okay, wait. It must be in the water here? I'm like 90% sure that there is a water stone around here. Okay, there we go. I was like, I have played this game enough to know that this is where you get the water stone. Okay, so at this point we can Charizard Glide to get places. So we need to go to Heia City, I think is how that's pronounced, and do a few cutscenes at this point, which is fine. At this point, we are going to start collecting the stickers around here. There's Nebby and Lily. It was no problem. Fighting these trials has been super easy. So we're going to learn about Ultra Necrozma at this point, I think. I think that's what the next cutscene is about. We have a few stickers in this area. Oh, okay. Professor Kukui's wife is another Pokemon researcher, very much a scientific power couple. We love that. And here's our rival. We don't have to fight him for a while yet. His battle's at the beginning of Island 3. It is a tough battle, as I've talked about before. We are genuinely worried about it. Genuinely worried for now. I'd say that this version of this battle is the particularly most, is this the most difficult version of how? Like, how is better later? But for what you have access to now, I think this is probably one of the harder how battles. You actually really don't fight how all that many times. I think you have to talk to Lily, but we'll talk to her first in case. Oh, she's been like a mother to Lily. That becomes really sad when you find out that you actually can meet Lily's mother in this game. Lily's mother is, well, I don't want to spoil anything if you don't know the game's um story already. Okay, talking with How. All right, here we go. We are going to go down. Okay, and now we have to go through. Oh, well, first we're gonna see one of the legendaries break through a wormhole. I've never understood why they make wormholes look like that in this game. It's kind of what's the opposite of phallic? What is like vaginalic? Like that's kind of what it looks like to me. Um, hmm. Anyways, so we're gonna go back into Diglett Tunnel. Remember that this is where we got our Zubat encounter, so we do not have an encounter left here. We're about to get some really good encounter. Okay. We're about to get some really good not encounters, TMs in the next city, so we just have to get there. For now, we're going to use this max repel to help us get around the cave. And then we're also going to put on Tauros Charge. Oh, honestly, I did not remember that you even have this. Okay, so we're gonna see the Kahuna. Okay. We're gonna fight the trainers in here just because they are pretty useful for gaining EXP. And in fact, we're gonna do this Roto Lottery just in case we get more plus EXP points. I think we have one left. Oh, this might be plus EXP. That's what we want. Damn, prize money. Prize money is also useful, but for now we're going to be focusing on that plus EXP. Okay, so we do have one more. I don't think that Gyarados is a very good Pokemon to be out in front right now. So the one issue with the Pokemon that we have in our party is while Intimidate Mons are very useful, and Intimidate Mons are even very useful against especially the Lycanroc of the upcoming battle. They're not so Herdier is not going to be super useful against rock types. Furfrou is not even going to be super useful against rock types. It doesn't even have Intimidate. Basically, we don't have a very good, like now that I'm looking at all of our encounters, we kind of have shit encounters for this upcoming battle. Which really sucks. I'm not overly pleased with our encounters from that standpoint. Even though our encounters have been really useful kind of up until now, it would have been nice to have gotten a couple more water types, maybe. I don't think we can. So there's a actually let's go check this really quickly. So there is another possible there's another great rock type uh counter end counter we could get if we can go over here, but I'm almost certain that we still cannot go over here. Yep. Damn. Okay, so that means we do not have a good rock type counter through there, which does genuinely suck. We do want one or two more. In fact, we want one or two more so badly that I think we're gonna go get this Poliwhirl. Radon is horrible for this upcoming battle. Um, I expect that we're not going to use Herdier like at all. Okay, that's why we got on the Tauros. Firestone. This is nice, but also we're about to get to the point in the game where you can just buy all the stones. Another really nice thing about Gen 7 and Gen 5 is I feel like they have really good quality of life in terms of letting you get stones pretty early, and evolve whatever Pokemon you want to. So this is the other team. This is, um, I don't think it's called Team Aether. These are the people who work for the Aether Foundation. They care about Pokemon being happy, I believe. Something along those lines. They are another kind of crazy fanatic group of people, which is kind of cool that there are two. And then we can do this. So we really want to get these EXP points. So I guess I shouldn't have turned on the EXP until I had already put the Poliwag in our team, but c'est la vie. We are about to get access to that move, which is great because ground type moves are exceptionally useful. Generally, we're going to stay away from recoil moves whenever we can because they can get you into a lot of trouble. Hmm. Okay, Diglets are down. Damn, those are really low experience points. Body slam. Wow, that's very useful. I didn't even know you could learn body slam with Poliwag this early. They must have changed its level up learn set at some point to do that. It's pretty good. We are going to have a mandatory encounter soon. So I think I am going to heal up Wishy Washy. Feels like a real waste of a hyper potion. We're also gonna have like one for fun battle. Does this have an item? No. I think the item is later. We'll fight you because we do want EXP. Um, hmm. Chlorine. And Archon goes down. And we should collect some good EXP. 400 is okay. I remember that 28 is our working level, or is our next level cap, I guess. And here is the required battle with Team Skull. Except we're going to do a double battle, I believe, with our rival. Yep. Okay. How's going to help us take on Team Skull? Shouldn't be an issue. I wish I remembered the next time that we fight Gladion. I can think of another Gladion fight, but I don't think it's the next one. I feel like there must be one more before the final Gladion fight, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you only fight Gladion twice. That would be kind of weird. Hmm. I love how it's still an Eevee at this point, but it evolves before the next time we fight. That's for sure. We can kill Salandit with Brine. That is what we want. Okay. Okay, that's great. Salandit goes down. 400 is fine. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Ekans down. And that mandatory battle is over. Florian is a very useful encounter to have. Very good for just clearing battles quickly. Very high stats. Mm, this is Mr. Looker. I forget what he's even doing here. Oh, wow. So at this point, we have a Water Stone, a Fire Stone, and a Thunderstone. It's pretty useful. Though I can't think of any Pokemon we could catch other than Pikachu so far, which can evolve with the Thunderstone. But that may well be who they want us to use it on. Okay, so this battle should give us some very good EXP, as I believe it's a Herdier that we fight. Yep. This is not a required battle. I believe you can walk behind this trainer, so we don't have to worry about not like accidentally losing a Pokemon here. Great. Herdier down. All done with that, and we should get pretty decent EXP. Yep, 800 is great. Very happy with that. Okay, great. Just in time. We would love to get another if that's gonna let us. Nope. So we do have one encounter here. Let me just make sure that these two areas are different. Memorial Hill, Route 9. We have a map, right? Maybe we don't. Let's do this really quickly. Let's get a couple encounters out of the way because we might as well. That's fine. From this area, do we just want a ghastly? I guess we kind of just want a ghastly, so you can get a ghastly or a phantom. The problem is that we can't evolve phantom since we're not doing trait evolutions. So I suppose we just want a ghastly, which is fine. We're really hoping we don't get flame body procced here. Okay, well we didn't there, but it is possible that we still get it on the next one. Don't flame body proc, or don't have flame body as an ability. Okay, doesn't look like it. Phenomenal. Francium 23, we're happy with that. Ladian. Oh, I guess I didn't fully realize it was Ladian next. I guess we want to flinch. Good. That way it can't use reflect. Because Ladian, for whatever reason, is a screen setter. That doesn't make any sense to me, but there you go. Great. Okay, cleanse tag is good. Okay, we don't mind encountering a Pokemon here. We should have enough Pokeballs. Let's see what we get. I think Ghastly is what we want. Okay, Zubat is not an encounter. We've already caught Zubat. But yeah, another place you can pretty much uh well, I guess you can never guarantee a Zubat here, but this is yet another place where you can get a Zubat. Zubat is a very likely eventual encounter in this game. Okay, Alolan Outskirts, that's what this is called. So we're gonna do this. This is the perfect place for us to get our Stufful. So that is absolutely who we want at this point. Um, so let's hope that we get really lucky and get a Stufful encounter here. It's not guaranteed. It is what we want, but there are other Pokemon we can encounter. Okay, so we already have a Wingull, which is good. So this is not our encounter. I believe the other possible encounter is Nosepass. And Nosepass is a bad encounter here. So we definitely don't want Nosepass. But I think it's just Nosepass, Stufful, and what's it called? And Wingull. So I think at this, or maybe you can also get Rattata and Raticate. But yeah, basically at this point we should be pretty well positioned to be lucky enough to get Stufful. Come on, let's get Stufful. Let's get a fluffy Stufful. Wingull again. No problem. I guess I should switch this out simply because wow, seriously? This is actually one of the things I don't like about Pokemon battles, like not being able to run away. It's just another one of those like times where I want to look at the Pokemon creators and just be like, what what are we doing? Like this game is easy enough that we don't want it to be annoying, and just not being able to run away from a battle that you want to run away from is just kind of frustrating. It's not, it doesn't make a game difficult. I don't know. Okay, so we're just gonna put Furfru in the front for now. Um, but we are also gonna heal up Mawile because we don't want to risk um dying against the Stuffle. Okay, so we still want Stuffle. Please, Stuffle, no nose pass. Or another Wingull. Wingull is definitely the most common encounter here. I have this odd feeling we're gonna get a nose pass right here. Okay. There we go. Okay. Ooh, okay. Okay, 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 okay. All right, guys. That is absolutely what we want. That is absolutely what we want. Um, this should do very little damage if it's fluffy. That does not really look like fluffy to me. It may be fluffy. It may be fluffy, but I'm not certain. We really want fluffy. If it's not fluffy, then it's not a super, super useful Pokemon. But it's our encounter either way. We'll try Nest Ball. So once a Pokemon is level 20 and up, the Nest Ball is less effective, but it is still a pretty good Pokeball to try to catch in. Sorry, Percy. Okay, that's phenomenal. So we got our Stuffle, which is great. We are very happy about that. Um, I think we're going to call Stuffle Platinum. Actually, hmm. What should Stuffle be? I feel like Stuffle needs to be like a strong. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm dumb. Stuffle is going to be named Iron. We're dropping some frames. Sorry, guys. Iron the Stuffle. We really want Fluffy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is absurd. This is amazing. Okay. So the only better okay. We don't want defense down Stuffle, like either defense down. But if we're gonna get a defense down, special defense is fine, because it's going to be a really good physical tank. Offense up is amazing. So this is such a good Stuffle. 40 attack at level 21. Let's go look at let's do some calculation really quickly. Do I have this open anywhere? Sorry, give me just 1 second, guys. Stuffle level 21. Okay. So this thing actually has pretty bad attack IVs. Let's do this. Okay, so this basically has zero attack IVs, but that's all right. because it is a good Pokemon. So we are happy to have it. We're definitely adding it to our box. This is going to be integral to fighting the next um, trainer. Hmm. We're just gonna put Furfrou away. I think for now we're gonna put Furfrou away. I don't think we need Furfrou, strictly speaking. But okay, this is um genuinely excellent. This is about as great of an encounter as we've had. This may be our best encounter in this game so far, which is excellent. We're just gonna put some really useful attacks onto Stufful so far, or onto Iron. Great. Awesome. So now he should be all set to start battling, and we can start training him. So he's going to take a while to get up to level 28. I believe he'll become a Beware. Let's check that. What level does... Yep, Stuffle evolves at level 27, so we'll have a Beware before we fight the Kahuna. Oh, I didn't. That's not great. I did mean to there you go. That is not a required encounter or a required fight. By the way, just let's clear that one up. Wow, that actually really sucks. I forgot to heal him up. I even meant to heal him up. That is mildly annoying. Okay. Well, it was only 300 EXP anyways. Chlorine goes to 27. That gets us a bit closer to it being all done being trained. This TM back here is Leech Life, which is very useful to us. I love. I think Percy, my cat, is not dealing with the heat uh, of the past few days very well. He's very lethargic in the heat. I think he's trying to stay cool. Oh, I forgot that this is a wishy-washy. Ooh, we'll definitely be able to survive at least one wishy-washy attack, but we'll probably want to switch. Yeah, we are not going to be doing much damage to a wishy-washy. Um, yeah. Astatite should be fine. This is one of those places where actually having Furfrou would be nice. That's doing enough. That's fine. Basically, he's using Aqua Ring to just heal up any residual damage from takedown, which we're okay with. Good. We want maybe two more flinches. Wow. Two flinches in a row. We like that. Schooling goes away, so now his stats are way lower, and we can easily kill with the last bite. Great. Unfortunately, for as difficult of a Pokemon as Wishy-Washy can be, we don't actually get all that much experience from him. Let's do this again. Leech Life. I don't think I have any Pokemon that can learn Leech Life, though it is for now. Though it is a fairly good move. So here we're gonna run this just for the hope for the Roto experience. I think it's very unlikely we get it this time. Yep, that is another only during battle move. We can see how easily Stufful might take this down. Well, at least it kills it. That ain't bad. Lithium to 27, Curium to 23. That's good. We like that. Let's heal up. We don't mind wasting a hyper potion. So we're back to this place. So remember that if we find a new Pokemon here, we still have our encounter. And another Zubat. We're gonna have to run through here a few times, so I'm not worried about trying to find our encounter. We're not gonna use it against the rock type leader anyway. Good chance for Stuffle to get some experience. We don't want it to get help. Of course, it's gonna get help. Fine. Let's just kill the first Zubat. I think we survive another, right? Oh, well, and we're faster now. Great. Okay, that's great. 200 more EXP. We can always buy more potions, so I'm not worried about just like rolling through our potion stock. I'm gonna get the item that's down here so that we don't have to do it later. Yeah, that's unideal. Um, that's actually very unideal. That makes later encounters very complicated. We really wanted a Ghastly here. Damn, that sucks. Yeah. Oh well, c'est la vie, nothing we can do about it. So I could attack this and I probably wouldn't kill it. So if I don't capture it here, we'll do that. But I feel like we should be able to catch this Phantom. Nope. All right. No problem. That's going to do very little damage. So we will. I think Phantom has fine defense. I don't think we have to worry about killing it. I was going to say. Now we'll try capturing it. Okay. We level up. Um, we'll call this one Selenium, I think. Do we already have a Selenium? Shoot. I don't think we do, right? I don't think we do. Actually, you know what? We're going to go one of the gases. Krypton works, right? Because it's grass type and Krypton is, or like kryptonite is, green. Yeah, that works. Is it really Krypton? Hmm. Okay. Let's just take a look at it just to see. Yeah, that's not a great, what's it called? Anyways, speed up nature is not special with special defense down is not super useful. Great hyper potion. We'll take on these two trainers now just so that we don't accidentally have to do it later. We have a few more trainers that we can use to get levels up before we have to start doing wild grinding. Um, so that's fine. Wow, Ariados has that good of defense? I never realized. I don't mind being slower than you. Oh, I'm not even slower. Wow, Ariados is real garbage. This is a very useless Pokemon. 700 is good. Francium 24 is good. What a weird trader. Ah, Scheisse. Are they both Furfurs? They may well both be Furfurs. Okay. No problem. We'll see how much we can do with Brick Break. We might be able to do decent damage. I don't think it's gonna have any moves that affect us much anyways. Yeah, that's fine. We'll stay in unless it has blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're gonna switch out after this. No point in making this take forever, especially since we have a special attacker in the back. Annoying. Why do I feel like the second one is a Furfur too? Why do I feel like she has a pink and a blue haired Furfur? I just have a feeling. Oh, good, I'm wrong. Great. I want to make sure I kill it this next turn, so we're just gonna use Hydro Vortex. I'm glad that we avoided that. Ooh. Oh, we don't kill it in one hit. Okay, well, I'm glad I did that then. I'm gonna hit myself in confusion. Fuck. legitimately all the way off. Oh, this is so annoying. And I don't have a good attack on Gyarados. Don't use Wrap, please. Right. Yeah. And a crit. Love it. And we're wrapped. Bro, this is what I'm talking about in these like random ass battles just being annoying. Why does a random trainer need a full restore? Why do I need to kill it multiple times? This is genuinely really annoying. This is actually kind of upsetting. I guess we hope we get freed from the wrap. It's fine. It's not a mandatory battle, so we're not worried about another critical hit. Are you fucking with me? That's gonna kill me. It's gonna fucking kill me. I don't understand the point of this. I don't understand what this game is getting out of putting this kind of thing here. Dude, this is literally like just to rage bait you. Fuck off. Holy shit and onions. Brother, it's a 25% chance to do that. Wrap and confusion have put me below half health. This is absurd. It's a -2 wrap. God damn. Bro, fuck literally all the way off. That was boring as shit. God, fucking hell. We'll deal with him later. I don't even want to fucking look at another trainer at the moment. God damn, that puts me in a bad mood. What a waste of my time. We do have an encounter for Route 9 that we'll come back and get. It's most likely to be a love disc, so not very useful anyways, but maybe there's another Pokemon we could get that is interesting. Let's go take a look. Route 9 possible encounters Ultra Moon. Hmm, I guess that's interesting. Um, let's do this really quickly. Do we have stuff to sell? I think we have a few things to sell. Are you serious? We may have to come back here with a bargain on so that we can get all of these TMs. We'll do that in a minute. Um, I guess that we need to raise our Pokemon or heal our Pokemon. God, that battle annoys me still. That freaking full restore, dude. What is the point of that trainer having full restore? It's just to annoy you. It's not even making it difficult because it's some random ass trainer. This guy will trade you, right? Oh, I cannot get a Hoot Hoot. I feel like there's a trade here. Am I wrong? I don't know why. I could just be wrong, but nope. Okay, I'm just wrong. I've never talked to this guy before, so Ugh. Jesus. Wait, what did he say? Was he talking about Stufful? The cute Pokemon might look like it's here to help out or something, but don't be fooled. Yeah, Stufful is a lot stronger than you would think. Stufful and Wishiwashi are two really cool gimmick Pokemon. I like them a lot. Why do I feel like there's a hidden item here? I mean, I guess I can check. I am 100% wrong. Okay, no problem. So one thing that we can grab here, which is really good, is this Eviolite. This is extra good kind of on our starter or like on any Pokemon that hasn't evolved. It raises their defense by 50% while they're holding it. So for now, actually, we can just give this to Stufful while we're training him, and he'll be easier to train, which is good. We need to go in here to progress the story, so we'll just do that really quickly. Let's just progress the story. Nose Pass is going to give us a letter, which is just going to tell us to go to the very edge of the island to find and fight the professor. And then it's going to give us a stone? Question mark? Oh, it's going to give us a potion. That's right. I knew it gave us something. Um, there's this. Are there two stickers in here? I think there might be two stickers in here. Oh, I thought there was one over here, but I guess I'm wrong. The sticker's upstairs? Question mark? Feel like it is. I feel like there's at least one in here. Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay, that gets us to 35, which is fine. We've missed a few throughout. I think we could already be at 40, but we're not worried about it for now. What are the things you can buy here? Oh, whoa. Okay, so we can get a fossil. So we would have to choose one fossil for this area. This is going to be our gift Pokemon. The question is what fossil do we want? Okay, so let's assume that the Elite Four is where we're going to be trying to use this fossil. Um, Basically, we can get the plume fossil is Laleep, so that's a grass and rock. The armor fossil, I believe, is Bastiodon, so that's or Shieldon, so that's steel and rock. The dome fossil is Kabuto, so that's water and rock. That's I'm lying. The plume fossil is Archon, I think, because the root fossil is well, let's go check. This is easy enough to look up. Plume fossil. I'm almost sure that it's Archon. Yeah, it's Archon. And then the sail fossil. So that's Amora. So there's a flying type, there's a rock type, there's a ghost type, and there is a Steel type. So the steel type would be really good against, or would kill Amora really, really easily. The rock type kills Amora really, really easily. The ghost type is neutral, and the flying type is weak. But the flying type's going to be weak to all of these. The armor fossil is not good. The dome fossil is who I'm thinking that we should buy, right? Because the dome fossil has water type. What are Kabutop's stats? So we actually would prefer the entire other like Ultra Sun set of fossils, definitely. Uh, 115 attack. Let's take a look at its learn set. Learn set's pretty shit. We can teach it moves. Does it get a single physical water type move? Are we kidding? Waterfall. I don't even know where to find waterfall TM in Ultramoon. I didn't know waterfall even was a TM. Oh, okay, so you have to beat the Elite Four, so we do not count that. So the only physical water type move it even can get is Water Jet. For that reason, I do not think it's very useful. So the problem is that the armor fossil is not useful either. Um, Shieldon has great defenses, but it has shit everything else. I just don't find Cradilly to be very useful. I guess we take Amora, and we just know that it's not going to be used. What can Amora do? Let's think. Amora will be fine against the bug type uh battles later in this game. That's good. Not ideal for the bug type battles later in this game, but fine for the bug type battles later in this game. That's fine. It's not it will be useful against the final trial against the dragon types. Okay. What other trials? It's not going to be useful for the electric trial. It's not going to be useful for what else? Sorry, this is taking a lot of thought, but these fossils can theoretically be useful. What are the other trials? So we have an electric trial, we have a dark type kahuna, we have a lot of bug types to fight. We have I mean, Amora is not even that useful against the bug types because there's a Heracross and there's a Golisopod, neither of which it's going to be very good against. And I believe that the Pinsir knows fighting moves. So right now, basically, it's between the Sail Fossil and the Plume Fossil. It's either Archeops or Amoris. So let's look at their stats. Amoris stats. Auroras. 99, 92 for so it's specially defensive. I'm almost certain we're not taking this Pokemon. Um, Archeops stats. We also need to look at when it evolves, because Archeops may evolve way too late. Yeah. Problem is defeatist, right? 140 attack is phenomenal. Level 37. What level does level 39 at nighttime? What are our levels? 31, 35. So we're not going to be able to have a Archeops or a what's it called? Or an Amoris until after Mimikyu. So it is not useful at all for the next few trials. Sorry, guys. I know this is taking a long time and taking way more thought than it's worth. Let's think for a second. So we have Ribombee. Ribombee is going, so I one thing I'm worried about um is the dragon type trial. So the dragon type trial is hard. The problem is that it's a Komodo, and Komodo is going to be fighting type. So ice type is going to be good against it, except it's going to be weak to fighting. So I don't even know that we're even going to be able to use a Morris there. Yeah. I'm starting to think Archeops is the only I am starting to think Archeops is the only one that makes sense. Yep, okay, we're gonna go with Archeops. I think Archeops makes sense to take. Wow. This is an atrocious set of fossils. Ultramoon has a really, really bad set of fossils. That is genuinely shocking how bad those fossils are. Anyways, whew, let's see. The jewelry shop. Yeah, we already have those. We don't need a leaf stone for now, so if we need it, we'll come back. Roto bargain would be good, and Roto EXP points are what we want. Roto EXP points? Come on. Come on, Roto EXP. Fuck off with prize money. It's fine. It's useful. It's just not useful to us. Let's see. Where do you even where to bring or where to revive fossils in Ultra Moon? Oh, Route 8. Okay, good to know. So we can actually get this right now. Let's go do one of our encounters first. And also let's do this for now. Roto Bargain. Yeah, we really want another Roto Bargain. There are a few places that we want to spend money in the future. Okay, let's do this. Uh, we most want Bulldoze. Steel Wing is fine. Low Sweep is fine. Are we gonna take all of these? I don't think we need Venoshock or Aerial Ace right now. I can't think of any Pokemon that these are gonna do a lot against for the near future. Well, Aerial Ace we should probably go get. I don't understand what the difference between Wave and Sea Incense are. Is there a difference between Wave and Sea Incense? No, they are the same thing. Why they both exist does not make any sense to me. Lax Incense could in theory be useful. Luck Incense is useful. Doubling money. We'll take the Odd Incense, just because I do think it can be useful to have Psychic type move increase. We'll take Aerial Ace. And we're basically out of money, so no point in doing anything at this point. Um, let's go get Archeops, because this made me realize that we missed a sticker over here. Hmm. Okay, so this is gonna give us our Archon. We'll call Archon Copper. I think that makes sense. Oh. Hmm. We definitely want an attack up Archon. Neutral is fine. Um, what level is it? I don't remember. Chlorine's level 28, so we can take it out. We can send it to the box as it is. One here. I don't remember what's back here. Rare bone. That gives us money. Useful, I guess, since we have none. Okay. Let's save. What is this called? What does this say? I know that it says that it's from Route 8, and so that seems like that would be our Route 8 encounter. But because we purchase it from Coney Coney Village, we count it as the Coney Coney City encounter. Let's go get our last encounter. So this is most likely Love Disc. We really do not want Love Disc, but it is most likely going to be Love Disc. Yeah. Love Disc is just shit. It's a very useless Pokemon, really bad stats. It can have a heart scale, which is what we would want it to have when we catch it. And that's only because heart scales allow us to reteach moves to our Pokemon. What's another shit? Periodic or Flerovium? I've never heard of it. Ice Fang is phenomenal. We definitely want that. We're gonna replace Rain Dance for it. We're not certain that we're even bringing Gyarados for this upcoming battle. Gyarados is weak to rock type moves, and while it has really good stats, I don't know that I want to be throwing it into physical or to super effective attacks. So actually, on this note, we'll go flip it for one of the other Pokemon. What is it? Larovium. I'm gonna have to read up on this element. I don't even know what it does. If it's special attack up, we'll consider using it for this upcoming battle. It's not. But it does have a hard scale, which is very good. Place him back. Okay. So that is a bit of a wasted encounter, but that's okay. I believe I can fight him. Let's go get lithium out and go train up Herdier, cadmium. Hmm. Sorry, I'm trying to look to see if there's anyone else who I think is useful to be training right now. We'll take Astatine up. Are you 27? You're 26. Okay, if we were gonna build this team right now, who would be in it? We know that Iron is gonna be in it. We th know that Wishy-Washy is gonna be in it. So let's put Wishy-Washy at the bottom because Wishy-Washy is ready. I don't think Percy's gonna be in it. I don't think Carbon's gonna be in it. I don't think Fluorine's gonna be in it. You're not gonna be in it. You're gonna be in it. Gyarados is almost certainly not going to be in it. Four, we're not going to use him. Five, five, six. Yeah, okay. I think that's probably what we're gonna do. Hmm. I don't think this is super useful, but this is going to be probably one of our worst teams for a battle so far. So I guess that we're just gonna hope that we don't get creamed. So I'm gonna go fight a Clamperl. The problem being that I don't know if I have any good Pokemon to take it, but I think this will be fine. This is a kind of difficult battle. Let's go grab our sticker. I probably should have brought Blub in just for this battle, since Blub has Spark. But I'm pretty sure that this thing is physically defensive no matter what. So any physical attacker is going to struggle with this, which is why fighting it is just dumb in general. But we'll see how we do. Yeah, we know it's going to use Iron Defense. Oh dear. Um, do I have any special attackers? I should have brought at least one of my special attackers. Curium only special attacks. Going for Body Slam might be good. Let's see if let's see what it's up to. I may baby doll eyes it a couple times just to lower its we're gonna baby doll eyes now. Because I think it's gonna use it's gonna use Scald. Oh, well that's bad. Yep. Okay, well, Iron is now completely useless for this battle. Not that it wasn't already kind of completely useless for this battle. This is another place where having water absorb was gonna be phenomenal. Unfortunately, oh Jesus God Almighty. We can survive one more set. I was gonna use Body Slam and try to just paralyze it. I think Hypnosis is better for now. Good. We got the proc. Okay. What do we have? I mean, we have to do this. I feel like the only thing. So I think what we're gonna do until it wakes up. If this burns me, I could lose. Dude, this is you. I mean, you have to be kidding me. That's a 30% shot. It's not like it's a guaranteed. It's not like it's guaranteed. This is absurd. This is like legitimately absurd. This should not be happening this way? This is horrendous RNG. Are we serious? Are we actually fucking serious? Are we serious? If that burns, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It is 100% burn. I'm gonna wipe to this. I can tell you that right now. I can tell you right now I am wiping to this. This is absurd. It has less than 50% accuracy at this point. I'm gonna wipe. I can tell you right now I'm wiping. The only thing that we can hope for is that's the first miss. By the way, if anyone's keeping count, he has burned every single turn. I should have brought a poison Pokemon or anyone who attacks. This is a legitimate joke. This is like actually this is stupid. That's the first missed burn. By the way, that's the first missed burn. I'm just going to continue to lower his accuracy as much as possible. Um, this is crazy. Genuinely crazy. -4 accuracy. So in some ways I want to use Struggle Bug because Struggle Bug is yeah, Struggle Bug at this point. So -4 accuracy means that we're less than or we're at around 30% chance to hit. Right. I mean that makes sense. Wimp out. Okay, that gives us a free switch. Now we just kind of have to decide who we're going to switch into. I mean, at this point, I feel like Iron is the only good idea to switch to. I wish that I had, I really wish that I had realized that, I mean, at this point, what we're hoping for is no, this burn proc, this was crazy. Are we, wait, we might have just found the silver lining. I think it's out of Scalds. Yep. Okay. So it's out of Scald, which means that it's not going to be able to do damage to us. So we have lucked our way into winning this battle. Jesus Christ. That was a joke and a half of a battle, I can tell you that. We're losing 8, so we'll be fine to use another. We're losing 4. Oh, how much PP does Iron Defense have? How much PP does Iron Defense have? Okay, so it has 15 PP. So I'm not worried about it running out just yet. Or I don't think I am. God, let's hope not. Okay. So we need to switch out so that we don't die. Cadmium should be alive and well enough to finish this. As long as he doesn't have a fucking full restore. I didn't even think about that. If he uses a full restore, I'm actually going to like lose my lid. You guys are gonna watch me lose my lid. Good. Thank God. Um, wow, that was not very interesting of a battle. Apologies. I did not want to die against this battle. And the reason I didn't want to die is because technically This is one of those battles that I genuinely have to choose to take. And by my own rules, I think if we lost a Pokemon to this battle, we would have lost. So, okay. Luckily we did not die. Wow. Wow. That was atrocious. Does he give us anything? If he doesn't give us anything, then I don't count it as one of those. Oh, he doesn't. Okay, well, if we had lost a Pokemon, then I don't count that as a loss. Um, that was he scalded and he burned 4 out of my 5 Pokemon. First time burn too. This is that was annoying. That was really, really annoying RNG. Though I guess in the end I got pretty lucky on the misses. I didn't even level up anyone from that. That's the worst part of that shit. I did not even level up. Do we have any rare candies left? I'm pretty sure we don't. God damn. Anyways, guys, at least I didn't lose my cool, right? At least I'm still cool as a cucumber. That was atrocious. I would love to get a Chincho. You can get them in this game. I usually decide not to go for them. So Chincho you can get in on Route 8, which is one of the places where you can find Stufful, which is why I don't go for them. But looking at it in the future, I actually think Chincho might be one of the better encounters, and maybe possibly not getting a Stuffle is worth having a potential for a Volt Absorb Lantern. I think that may be true. I'm not sure though. I'll have to think about that more. Hmm. Having Pokemon with immunities is one of the most useful things in this game. It's very, very good to have immunity Pokemon. Bro, I've never seen a game that has so many Pokemon have Wrap. This must be Pursuit and Wrap. Pursuit is really, really common in the early game, and Wrap is incredibly common here. Um, so annoying. Like made to be annoying. Lowers my special defense? Yeah, right. If we do this again, I think we're just going to cheat in rare candies. At this point, this is a lot of grinding, and I don't think that this grinding is very fun. So next time we'll cheat in rare candies. I don't want to do that midway through this game. Netball, great. Is there another battle here? No. Okay, that is another battle. And then I think there's a couple more mandatories, but we're not gonna do the final mandatory battle until um we're like we have everyone leveled up because the final mandatory battle is genuinely difficult. It is really easy to lose a Pokemon to the final mandatory battle. Hmm. I didn't teach my Pokemon Bulldoze. Frick. I also didn't. Oh, I keep forgetting to heal my frickin' Pokemon. We're not worried about that. If it's going to use physical attacks, then we don't care. Jolteon has pretty shit physical attack. Double kick, though. Double kick, double kick. That's pretty good. Especially if he's gonna get a crit out of it. Good Lord, can I have a crit? Jesus. God damn. I hope it doesn't use double kick again. Maybe Herdier wasn't the right choice to switch into. Yeah, well, we have Intimidate. Oh, sorry, Percy. I scared Percy. Brother, I'm telling you, I'm asking you once again, what is the point of these random ass fucking trainers having full restores? Like, what is it doing them? What is the virtue of a full restore? All these fucking old people who have nothing better to do but spend their money on full fucking restores. It's a gerontocracy out here in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. At least we're getting some levels up. Jesus. Fuck me. It's gonna be faster just to do this. The controls of this game are killing me. I should really get off this. I can feel that I'm frustrated, but I want to get through at least the Kahuna. If not, I really want to get through our rival. I think getting through our rival is a really good stopping place. Assuming that we beat the Kahuna, which, by the way, we are not guaranteed to beat the Kahuna with the team that we have right now. We are definitely not. We have a pretty shit Kahuna team, but I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be enough. I'm not really sure though, unfortunately, at the moment. We want to teach him Bulldoze. Bulldoze is very good. Archon can learn Bulldoze. Bulldoze is fine. God, Archon has such high attack, but that's because of its ability. Leech Life? Yeah. Yeah, you can learn Leech Life. That's fine. What other attacks can these? Steel Wing is good. Aerial Ace is good, but not as good as Pluck. Low Sweep is not very useful when I have Brick Break. Yeah, you can learn Steel Wing. That's fine. Double Team is good, but part of me feels like Steel Wing is better. Am I wrong? What is it? 70, 90, 60, 100? Yeah, actually, I lied. Double Team is good enough in a pinch that I think it's better. 6095 is better than 5090. Okay. Um, all right, let's keep moving. Let's keep grinding. I wish I could predict which Pokemon give the best EXP and only go to fight those, but I think it's a little hard to do at this point. There's an item over here that we'll just try to get. Dusk Ball. Yeah, see, that's the encounter we really wanted. If we had gotten that encounter, then we could have guaranteed a Mimikyu encounter later. We can still guarantee the Mimikyu by give me a sec. We can still guarantee the Mimikyu by the gift Pokemon on the beach from Samson Oak. But I mean, really and truthfully, I don't like using that, but I will use it. I think Mimikyu is good enough that I will use it. And at that point, I do believe that the only encounter that we will not have had before is the Mimikyu, or at least it's likely to be that. Hmm, damn it. Hmm, just means it's gonna take an extra. That is really annoying. God damn, man. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna run. I will run. I'm not gonna do this with another one. Thank you. Jesus Christ. That's the problem with SOS battles, is it just makes anything that makes grinding take longer makes grinding less fun. And grinding is already not fun, by the way. Curium to 25. So that's very good. So Curium's gonna evolve now. Um, and that means that we can take Curium, we can make Curium a, well, actually, before this happens, um, Poliwag learn set Gen 7. Let's just make sure that we're not missing out on any really good moves. Mudshot is not considered a really good move. Belly Drum is excellent. Poliwhirl. Belly Drum 31 is good, but we don't want to be, it's not worth that late. 37. About Poliwrath. I don't think it has a learn set, right? Yeah. So we lose out on Belly Drum. I think it's worth it. We need Poliwrath. Like, we're not going to use Poliwrath for much, but we do really want Poliwrath for we do really want Poliwrath for this upcoming fight. Okay. That's a real shame. Poliwrath has such garbage special attack. I don't understand it. Okay. I guess they just wanted their physical attack or defense or water types. I don't think there's a reason not to evolve Poly Whirl. It's only going to get better stats. So I think with that in mind, we're just going to go straight to Waterstone. We'll buy another Waterstone because I think it's very likely that we get what's it called? Staryu as our next possible encounter. Um, we could argue whether or not it's the better of the two. I think it is. But anyways, um, Poliwrath. We'll take a look at stats. We'll do a stat comparison at this point, with our other Pokemon just to see what we're looking like. I would have rather Politoed, but I'm not doing trade evolutions this time. I could probably cheat it in, but I don't think it's worth it. Submission? Sure. I forget how submission works. I'm gonna get rid of submission in a minute anyways, so it doesn't really matter that I teach it. I'm gonna give it Brick Break. Brick Break is slightly weaker, but is better. If submission was like 100 base power, I would keep it, but I don't think it's worth recoil at 80 base power with the decent shot to miss. I think a good critique people have of reusable TMs is that you kind of just end up with all Pokemon having the same attacks. And I can understand that, but I do think it's kind of worth it. Um, for now, actually, I don't think he needs to learn Bulldoze. Bulldoze doesn't do anything here for this upcoming fight. Am I wrong? I guess it does something to Laleep, but I'm not going to be using him for Laleep. Okay, so let's do some comparisons. So Furfrou has an attack stat of 44, 48 versus 50. Okay, so that's not bad. Pretty decent defenses. Yeah, pretty good defenses. Attack stat of 58, special attack stat of 48. So because it's water and fighting, we can actually take advantage of it being fighting type in the upcoming battle. That's nice. Um, this will be good once it's a Golisopod. 54, 51. These are pretty 81 HP is pretty good. These are pretty comparable Pokemon in terms of how good they are. Stoutland will be good to have eventually. This is a very good Pokemon, but it has its issues that we can talk about later. Um, this will be excellent once it's evolved. Okay. Yeah, I think we're happy with this. Happy enough at least. I would love I wish I could learn Zen Headbutt. That would be really excellent. That would make him for a very happy Benjamin. But unfortunately, it doesn't learn Zen Headbutt. That's fine. Unfortunately, I do think it's going to take us another like 20 or 30 minutes to get up to the correct levels. So we're probably going to be here for another hour, 2 hours to get to the rival, unfortunately. But I think that's where we want to get to today. So we can donate that time. Okay, I'm happy with Ghastly. One thing that I think is really cute is that my cat really likes when I play video games because I think he likes just chilling next to me. So Percy, whenever I'm doing this, just sleeps somewhere close to me. Um, yeah, I think he is trying to cool off from the heat though. Okay, so 26, so we need, or 25. So we need 2 levels before we're at, okay, so now we really hope we get EXP. I think it's unlikely we do because we rolled a star power last time, and I think it's hard to roll the same kind of power twice in a row. Okay, I think there's a decent shot this is going to be EXP points. There we go. Okay, so we're happy about that. We can throw that on and try to speed up this leveling garbage. I believe that we have 1 or 2 required fights here. Okay, so basically we're going to save the Aether Foundation by fighting these grunts. Um, oh, yeah, Eradicate's fine. Great. I think we only fight one of them, unfortunately. God damn, we have a low what's it called? We gain or we level up really slowly. Odor Sleuth is not needed. I would love to just refight that Raticate a billion times. Can I fight the other one too? Damn. Oh well. Um, so here's a stupid thing I could go do. In fact, I may do it just because we want to level some of these Pokemon up as quickly as possible. So there is a required battle I have to do in just a moment, that I think is probably worth doing. Ooh, that's a problem. Let's hope that doesn't kill me. Good thing I have Eviolite. Shit. Um, so the problem with attempting what I'm going to attempt is that it is a difficult fight. It's a Golbat into a Slazzle. I think it's doable. I definitely do think it is winnable. The problem is that it's just going to be really difficult. So I need to give some consideration to whether I think that that's a good idea just to expedite the battle or the what's it called? Hmm, the EXP, but part of me thinks it is worth expediting. That's fine. Yeah, I do think it is worth expediting because it's definitely going to raise us at least one level. And that's kind of what we need. And really and truthfully, at this point, please tell me that that's the one I'm going to kill that just used Bide. I have no idea. We're happy with Copper doing good. I guess we're about to find out. Okay, yeah, it was using Baby Doll Eyes. That's fine. We may switch just to expedite this battle. Yeah, this is fine. This is a good amount. Oh, we're speed type. Okay. Payback's fine. It's gonna do nothing. Yeah, all of five. Fluffy plus Eviolite is very good for physical defense. 429, that's great. We're happy to get 429. Okay. Yeah. At this point, I think we are going to Charizard Glide, and I think we're gonna go do this. It's a little risky. I really don't want to lose a Pokemon, but I think that we can, I'm pretty sure we can do this. Um, we're basically going to be bringing in our team, and I don't plan on trying to use Stufful for this anyways because Stufful is takes double damage from fire type attacks because of its fluffy. Um, so I think we'll switch out this and we'll switch out this for these two Pokemon. And I think these two Pokemon should make beating this trainer possible, if not easy. I need to give some thought. It's going to say, I know he can learn Bulldoze at the very least. We do want him to have Bulldoze at the very least. We'll get rid of Protect at this point. I don't think we need Protect at the moment. We can always reteach it. Does he really not learn? That just seems weird that he does not learn Rock Tomb. I guess it makes sense in a lot of ways, but it is a little odd. Cadmium learning Rock Tomb means that we'll probably just use Cadmium for this first, for the Golbat. Cadmium should be fine for the Golbat. I don't think the Golbat's going to have anything I worry about. So the question is should Chlorine have this move? Yeah, probably. And I think Rain Dance, we're at the point where Rain Dance is not as useful an attack as it was for the fire type trial. It does boost this, but I think we're fine. Um, okay. So then the plan of attack would be, we're gonna do this. We're gonna give this citrus berry here just in case this Golbat can do more damage than I am prepared for. You need to be really low EXP for me to be willing to do this. Oh, I'm gonna go be dumb. I really think we must have chlorine for the rock type battle. I think there is no choice but to have chlorine. I really wish we were a couple levels higher. Um, so because we must have chlorine, I don't think it's even a choice. I think we have to bring in Percy um, to be able to tank hits if we need it. Um, this is going to move to Percy, and I think you are going to be given. Do I have another berry? Another one of those? I don't. I guess you're going to be given a an orange berry. You can be given Waterium Z. This is becoming risky, which I don't like. But we'll go give it a good old college try. I don't At this point we don't even have a choice on the front of I really hope I don't lose this because of my own stupidity. Um, okay, so it's actually a Salandit, not a Slazzle, which makes me a lot less concerned about the battle. What does it have? Flame Burst, Dragon Rage, Poison Gas. It has Dragon Rage. That's why it's a problem. Okay. I think we'll be fine. I do actually think that we'll be fine. Let me get here before my EXP runs out. Okay. So this is one of our. What does the Golbat have? Confuse Ray, Wing Attack, Poison Fang. That in and of itself could be its own problem, but I think we're fine. I think we have more than enough firepower on this team to survive Plumeria. We just have to be careful. Now that we know it has Dragon Rage, we can at the very least be as prepared as you can be for Dragon Rage. I don't even know, like, Dragon Rage is such a difficult attack to deal with, but we have a good amount of health on our Gyarados, so it can take two Dragon Rages, which is good. We're gonna do Rock Tomb. So we really, really hope that we don't hurt ourselves. It is unlikely to hurt yourself in this game, and yet somehow we find a way. Life finds a way. This doesn't kill. That does no damage. I think we Rock Tomb. Eventually we'll be faster. I think under two Rock Tombs we'll be faster. Probably should have given the Citrus Berry to Gyarados looking back. Don't hurt yourself, please. Okay. I think we will be faster now. And I guess we just hope that we... Oh, we're not faster? That's absolutely wild. We're gonna hurt ourselves. Oh, okay. Um, Golbat dead. Golbat dead is good. Golbat is not the one we were worried about, but Golbat dead is good. I believe, I don't know this for sure, but I believe that Gyarados will be able to, with Bulldoze, one-shot Salandit. Salandit's going to see a kill with Dragon Rage, so I expect it to Dragon Rage. Poison Gas. That's all right. We survive one Dragon Rage while Poison Gassed. Okay. All of this is good for now. This is what we prefer it to do. And we one-shot. Okay. You may have looked at that battle and gone, why was I so worried? But it's because I thought it was a Slazzle, and Slazzle would have been a lot more complicated. Yes, it being a Salandit made me quite a bit more comfortable with doing the battle. Okay, so up next will be the Kahuna. Obviously, we're not going to go fight her yet. We need to finish preparing. So we just need a couple levels on each of our Pokemon at this point. Iron is who we care about getting the that's not what we were trying to do. We were trying to do what, this? Oh well. Held item. That's not what I'm trying to do. Frick. Held item. Move. All right. Yeah. So this is the other encounter, Nose Pass. Nose Pass is just not very useful in this game. In fairness, Nose Pass is not very useful in any game that it's in. That neither is Probopass. They're just not good enough, unfortunately, to be useful. Yes, I have Brick Break. It has Sturdy, so it doesn't matter what I use. Don't. Yeah, no problem. No problem. That's part of the course, isn't it? Yeah, it's fine. Kill? No. Okay. 400 is a good amount of EXP. So I think this should level us up and should get us to evolve. Okay, so we're now going to evolve. So pre-evolution stats are 51 attack. My guess is we're going to be like 65 attack after evolving. I've never understood in Gen 7 why they have it float up and go back down. Just kind of weird to me, but whatever. I actually think it would be better if it just like spun around and then and just didn't float up, but there you go. I guess they didn't consult me when making this when designing this game. Shame, really. Okay, Beware, very good. We are very, very pleased with the Beware. Wants to learn. No point in learning Bind. Bind is not a very useful move. or at least not right now. I don't think at all. But this held item is going to do nothing now, and I think the held item we're going to give it is I think we have an expert belt, right? Yep. I'm gonna give it an expert belt. Powers up the level, the set of super effective moves, the power. 81. Whoo! God damn. All right, that's really high attack. Jesus. I woke Percy up with that. God damn, that's powerful. Beware, one of the best Pokemon in Gen 7. We do love Gen 7 Mons. I do think the Gen 7 has some of the more cool experimental Pokemon. So Beware is experimental because it's like fluffy. Furfrou is Gen 6, so I guess that's capitalizing on something made in Gen 6, but with a bit more what's it called? A bit more uh not level. Shoot, what is the term? Balance. There we go. A bit more balance, because it takes extra damage from fire type moves. Mimikyu obviously is Gen 7, and while Mimikyu had to be updated, I do think that it has a really cool conceptual design in terms of its like it can tank one hit before taking damage. Let's see, who else? We've talked about Wishiwashi already. I think Wishiwashi is a great design, great unique design of a Pokemon. Are we at level 28 with anyone already? Are we worried about overleveling anyone? 27, 27, 28 with 1350, 26, 28. Okay, we can keep these in for a while. Probably until Beware levels up. All of these Pokemon can stay. Maybe we could go try fishing and seeing how good of EXP we get. Oh, that's phenomenal. That should give us really good stats. We are very happy with that. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Okay. Eradicate down. Give us good stats. 921. 921 is excellent. Curium goes to 27, which is what we want. We're not going to worry about Poliwrath being 28. My hope is that we don't need Poliwrath anyways. So I think once Beware goes to 28, we'll call it good. Poliwrath is going to kind of be a just in case we need a safe switch kind of Pokemon. No, this Nosepass doesn't have sturdy. Okay. 28. Phenomenal. Gives us 83. Jesus. Astatine. Astatine goes to 28. Percy goes to 26. Percy's not going to be useful for this battle. Percy's going to come back into the fold during the next what's it called? Let's actually do this. We might as well actually, yeah, I think we're good. So Percy's going to come back into the group in during the third island because the third island we kind of alluded to it earlier, but the third island has a bunch of bug type trainers, and Percy will be decent against them. Percy will not be ideal because Percy will eventually become dark type. And all of the bug Pokemon have fighting type moves or water type moves. But he'll be decent. at the very least, especially at the start before he evolves. He'll also be really good for the totem electric type, because the totem electric type has what's it called? Actually, give me a second. Let me focus on this. Percy will go for wishy-washy. $74.57. $95.56. But weak. I don't see a point in bringing in Gyarados. Gyarados is a little too. It's not that he's frail. He's not frail at all, but I am a little worried about bringing him in this battle. So I think we'd prefer this group of Pokemon. Question is, what does Cadmium actually do other than intimidate? Cadmium has no attacks that are going to do anything. For that reason, I think we're going to put in Gyarados. 86.64, 111.53. This can definitely tank rock type. Let's go look at the Kahuna's Pokemon. So Anorith, we're not worried about. Lileep, we are worried about. Lycanroc, we are worried about. And Lycanroc is a physical attacker. Lileep is a special attacker. Who do we use to kill Lileep? What is Lileep weak to? Fighting? Okay. So Lileep is weak to fighting. Lileep is probably good against. Beware is probably good for Lileep. Okay. So I think here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna teach Iron. We're gonna teach Iron Protect. We're gonna leave him with an Expert Belt. We're gonna leave Wishy-Washy with the Waturium Z. We're gonna give him a Sea Incense so that he does extra damage with his water type moves. Because I don't think we have a fighting type move increaser. We have a berry here. Who has berries? I thought we had more than just these berries. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. Okay. Gyarados gets a berry. Lithium gets a berry. Sodium is going to get a berry, but Sodium's going to be our kind of like last resort Pokemon. I would prefer to take in Cadmium, but I do think that Furfrou is better still for the moment against this specific trainer. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Is that the way to do this? I think this is the way to do this. Okay. Let's go do some damage calc really quickly. So we're gonna be against Anorith at level 27, is my guess. I can look it up. 27. Okay, against Poliwrath, level 27. He has a special attack stat of, I think, a 52, right? 52. Special attack stat of 52. Okay. His ability is damp, unfortunately. His item is a Sea Incense. He's going to be using Bubble Beam. So you have a really good chance to one-shot. Got a 50-50 shot to Oko. I would love to bring that up. I guess We could level him up and that should bring it up, but that's okay. I think it's fine. Um, where's the move relearner? I don't think it's on this island. I think it's on the third island. Ula Ula, it's on the fourth island. Okay, sorry guys, this is taking me a second just to figure out the plan of attack. You can have this, and the Oran Berry is going to go to Sodium. Okay, I think this makes sense. I think all of this works, and I think we should be okay, and we should be all right for this battle. So we have two contingency plans to beat. Oh, wait. Sorry. We had two things we wanted to do. Or we had another thing that we wanted to do, which is protect on iron. For reasons that you'll see in a moment, or for reasons that you will see. Okay, because so we have two contingency plans for taking the Lycanroc out. Either Wishy-Washy or Iron should be more than capable of taking out the Wishy-Washy, which is good. Yeah, I mean at this point we should be pretty well suited to beat this battle, given nothing crazy happens. Um, it is definitely possible to lose this battle from where we're at, but I think that so long as nothing crazy happens, we should be okay. And we should have enough backup Pokemon to deal some damage. That even if something crazy does happen, it should not be the end of the world. I probably put that on way too early. I should have put it on right there. I'm gonna have to use another. Yeah, just barely. Oh well, we're not gonna use another. Okay. All right. Before we do this, let's check one last thing. And the last thing that I want to check is can Furfrou learn anything that's useful here? Learn Grass Knot. That may be something to teach it. Can't learn Bulldoze, can't learn Low Sweep. Yep. Sure. So the reason I'm going to teach you Grass Knot, you might look at that and go, well, what's the point? It's not that good of a move. And I agree. But um, but if we need to use Furfrou, I want an attack that's going to be able to um, do some damage. And Grass Knot should be fine. Um, okay. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to save so that we know that we're not just like resetting. And we're going to go do this. Let's get to Island 3. You know, if we lose on Island 3, we lose on Island 3, but getting through Island 2 would be really awesome on a first attempt. Or first attempt on YouTube. Obviously, I've attempted Deathless Nuzlocke before. I don't think we have to do anything super special here. I think we can go straight into like what I mean by that is I don't think we need to set up at all. I don't think there's a reason to. Um there are going to be battles later that we're definitely going to want to set up on. But I think this one we're going to be able to just walk right through. So what we have two Intimidate Pokemon, which is good. I don't think we'll need them. I think we're going to be able to handle the Lycanroc just fine without them. But okay, guys, here we go. This is definitely one of the losable battles. We hope that we're prepared enough for it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. One shot? Yeah, that's all right. So I think she's going to use a potion, which is good. We like her doing this because it means that she doesn't have it for later. And I think we, no matter what, one shot here. Oh, I guess I'm wrong. Wow, that's two. By the way, just so that we're clear, that is two low rolls. That's two damage low rolls that we could have killed either time. We did not kill either because of two low rolls. All right. Hey, Lily. So we switch on Lily to Beware, and I believe Beware is who we're going to end this battle with. Um, Assuming Giga Drain does not do too much damage. Ooh, 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 ooh. I don't love how much Giga Drain does, but I guess we are lowered. This should kill. Oh, this just became a very complicated battle. This just became a very complicated battle. Not a very, but it became a more complicated battle. Okay, we need to do some calculations versus Beware level 28. Okay. So basically, what we want to do at this point, what we are really looking to do is to tank his special move. That's what we care about. We want to get his Z move out of the way. Because once his Z move is out of the way, I'm not concerned about beating him. I am concerned about beating him until his Z move is out of the way. So 53 is our defense. Sorry, we're gonna finish up. Okay, so I think Z Continental Crush off of Rock Tomb, by the way. Rock Tomb. So we should survive this no matter what. I'm gonna protect. So protecting on a Z move makes it do significantly less damage. It's gonna make it do 1/4 the damage. And we're gonna see what he chooses to do. Okay, so he's choosing to bite. Let's check this really quickly. Brick Break with an expert belt. I'm very confused. Maybe this is wrong. Don't flinch. This should one shot. That one shots. Okay. Well, sorry that we did all that calking. It appears it was not entirely necessary. Okay, Beware, as one would expect, pretty hard counters that fight. Polyrath Beware is good to know that hard counters that fight. Well, hard counter, quote unquote. Lilith did a lot of damage with that Giga Drain, but okay. Um, so we're done with Island 2. So we're now going to move on to Island 3. So there are a couple things we have to do before we can go to Island 3. I think we are going to try to get through our rival battle. In fact, let's go look up our rival battle. Three, so battle four is, yeah. So this is going to be his. So level 30. So Hao's going to have level 30 Pokemon. So we're going to want to be at level 30. Uh, Level 30 is not our level cap. Level 34 is our upcoming level cap, but I think it's level 34. Almost certain. Level 33. Oh God. Level 33 is our upcoming level cap. But we're gonna want to be at level 30 um to take on uh How, just to make sure, just to give us the best opportunity to win. Okay. Basically, we're gonna go to this hotel. And then we're going to be taken to Aether Paradise. We're going to have one mandatory battle. The mandatory battle, I think we can kill pretty easily. I'm not concerned about that mandatory battle. Let me think really quickly about this upcoming battle with Hao and the Pokemon that we need to win. So Percy would be nice to have for the Dartrix. So the real issue Pokemon of the upcoming battle is his Alolan Raichu. Alolan Raichu is a genuinely terrifying threat. Um, so we really need to think about what we're going to do against the Alolan Raichu. I think I have legitimately no idea what we're going to do against that Alolan Raichu at the moment. One thing we could do is hope that our next encounter is the ground type. Maybe we should think about that let's go get our next encounter. Let's see if it is um a ground type, and then maybe we can try to get that Pokemon up to level 30 before we go fight Hao. Problem is that it um doesn't have great stats. The Alolan Raichu is a absolute menace. You're not given very many good Pokemon to deal with Alolan Raichu. So this is one of the reasons that Mudbray is so useful at this point in the game, is because it does deal with Alolan Raichu. So like let's take a look. Let's take a look at all of our Pokemon and who we think deals fine with Alolan Raichu. Blub. Blub's not bad against Alolan Raichu, so we'll put Blub in the team. Um, Blub, in theory, can be okay for Alolan Raichu. I don't think Rockruff is good enough for that. What level does Rockruff evolve? What level does Rockruff? 25. Let's look at one other thing really quickly. Yeah. It would be nice to have a Rabombi. I think we're gonna use Mawile in the upcoming fight, but let's put Rabombi in for now. Alolan Meowth theoretically does okay against Rockruff. Cadmium does theoretically okay against, or not Rockruff, Alolan Raichu. Francium does not do well. Yeah, I mean, look at how many flying types we have. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven flying types. Good Lord. Yeah, for now we'll keep these Pokemon in. We want probably Beware for the upcoming mandatory fight. So Beware would be nice to have for that. Basically, we just need a Pokemon with Bulldoze. We could use Chlorine, either Beware or Chlorine. We don't want Astatine because it's a rock type Pokemon that we have to fight. Um, we're getting to the point where Furfrou is less useful, so we're gonna take Furfrou out for now. Furfrou only needs 2 levels anyways. It's another place where we'd like some more EXP points. Alolan Dugtrio, if we had actually somehow rolled one of those encounters, is a very good Pokemon for this upcoming battle. Kind of a shame we didn't get it, but we didn't, so nothing you can do on that front. Um, so our next encounter is out on this beach over here. We're gonna grab, there are I think 2 more stickers, so we're gonna be at 40 before we leave. Um, so basically the possible encounters here are this Pokemon Palossand, which is, I think it may just be ground, but eventually it turns into a ground ghost at a high level, unfortunately. And then Staryu is the other potential encounter, and Starmie is a very good Pokemon in Gen 1. It's less good here, but it's still good. Okay. So that means that our encounters are now set. We have no more encounters before how, um, which is a little unfortunate, but that's okay. We'll try Quick Ball first. Starmie is good. There's nothing wrong with a Starmie. The problem is that we have a lot of water types at this point, as you tend to during Nuzlocks. So, is Starmie actually super great? If this is a modest Staryu, then yes, this is a super great encounter. If this is not a modest Staryu, then no, this is not a super great encounter. And that's going to kind of be the way that we delineate this. Special attack up, it's good. Modest, it's great. Anything else, it's probably not good enough for us to use. Uh, element. Bu- Sure. Xenon is fine. I'm gonna have to start thinking about what elements I have not used at some point. So nice thing about with natural cure, goddamn, it's not bad. It's not bad. We may consider how to use it. The issue with Staryu, um, at this point. So if we had gotten Staryu earlier, there's a place to encounter Staryu earlier. If we had encountered Staryu earlier, Staryu would have been pretty useful for, or like Starmie with the Water Stone would have been pretty useful for this last fight that we did. The problem with Starmie is our next set of mandatory battles. How has the problematic Raichu? So how that Raichu would absolutely tear through this Staryu. So it's not good for that. After that, we have the electric type trial. So it's not going to be useful at all for that. I'm actually starting to think that the electric type trial is where we're going to lose. I don't think we have enough power for the electric type trial. But anyways, we'll get to that in a minute or later. And then after that, we have Mimikyu, which is the ghost type trial, which Starmie is weak to. So for the next 3 trials, it is functionally not usable. And then we fight a bunch of bug types, which are super effective against Starmie. So despite the fact that Starmie is in theory a good Pokemon, there is nothing wrong with Starmie. Just for Island 3 is almost a perfect counter against water and psychic types, which is exactly what Starmie is. So I just don't see it being super useful. It may be much more useful late game. Unfortunately, I'm not even sure that it is then. Learn set Gen 7. How about Star U? Learn set Gen 7. Nope. Star U learn set Gen. That was really annoying. Yeah. Yep. Um, I think we have to send it to a box. I don't think, unfortunately, because I do love Starmie, I love psychic types, but in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, psychic types just are not very useful. Let's see what would have happened if we had chosen this pile. Let's see if this is the sand. Nope. Okay, so we didn't even roll a sandy gas roll at all, which is fine. I'm fighting this because Blub is going to have to level up at some point anyways. I'm gonna wait to see if we can get more EXP ups before I go fight some of the trainers on this in this area. Um, like Roto EXP points. This is a lot of grinding that we're gonna have to do, so I may end up splitting this into another section. Can we just get you get really lucky and get another EXP points? I think it's exceptionally unlikely, but nope. Okay. Yeah, say Levy. You can't win it every time. Hi, Percy. First time over here? Hi, Bubba. This is Percy. I don't think we've ever. Oh, chill out, dude. Oh, crazy. He is definitely a crazy cat. This is a very unideal set of circumstances. We're gonna switch with iron. Ribombi. I mean, Ribombi might end up being our counter to Alolan Raichu. I don't know. It all depends on how well Ribombi can take a psychic. And or Thunderbolt? Question mark. What does he have? Let's see. Let's see what moves it has. Ah, dude, this is so Electro Ball. Arguably even worse. He also has a Tauros, and his Tauros has Pursuit because fuck his Tauros. I'm not super worried about the Tauros because we have what's it called? Uh I am not, let me try to rephrase this. I am not super worried about the Tauros because we have Beware, and Beware can counter the Tauros. Um, Vaporeon we need a counter for. I don't know what we're gonna use. We can use Gyarados because Gyarados can tank Vaporeon's Water Pulse pretty well. So Gyarados will deal with that, but it's not good. It's not good. We are kind of hard countered based on our really lucky so this is part of what makes this a really difficult game is we get really lucky encounters for certain parts of the game which become almost obsolete and unlucky encounters later in the game. Um, Something that we'll have to keep an eye on once we do have to restart, assuming that we do, I suppose, is that we now understand what two Pokemon combos are able to beat different things. Like Psyduck plus Furfrou equals Trial 1, right? Um, Fearow equals Trial 2, you know. We now have this knowledge. So we know that it's not a lost cause if we don't get certain encounters, which is good. Huh, damn. This is difficult. This is going to be difficult. I'm not talking about the Aether Foundation too much. Basically, you're just meeting all these characters, and we're gonna go meet the Aether Foundation leader, and we'll talk about who she is once we meet her. Do you just let me roam? Because if you do, I'm gonna get a rare candy here. But I don't think so. I think I get toxic here too. Do you give me psychic already? I don't think you do. But maybe you do, because my opponent has psychic now. But I didn't think I get psychic until later. If she gives it to me now, it's like now. Or at the end of this. It could be at the end of this. Maybe that's what it is. We need a Dupiter encounter in the next island. But again, that all assumes that we beat what's her name? That we beat Hal. Damn, this is gonna be difficult. Problem is that none of my Pokemon are particularly defense tanky, like special defense tanky. Hi, Percy. Watch out, love. Why don't you sit, lovey? Why don't you sit? What are you doing? Yes, you're very cute. Thank you. To be another place where having that Bagon would have been useful. Although I guess it would still be a Bagon because this Shelgon is level 35 or 36. Or is level 30. Maybe Trapinch would be useful. What type is Trapinch? Is Trapinch dark and ground? Or is it bug and ground? Or is it just ground? I feel like it's just ground. Um, he has bulldoze. Okay, so we're fine to take. So we're gonna be forced to fight. Okay, so first off, this is Lusamine. This is the head of the Aether Foundation. She is Lily's mom and Gladion's mom. Lily and Gladion are brother and sister. She's a crazy bitch, as she should be. You can tell by her hair. Okay, so this is the Ultra Beast. So we're gonna encounter our first Ultra Beast. I've never understood why they made this Ultra Beast look like her child, look like Lily, but I've always so when this game was first announced, I definitely thought that Lily was going to end up being an Ultra Beast, this one, but obviously that's not what ended up happening. I'm wondering if an earlier version of the script that is what happened, which is why this Pokemon is, or this Ultra Beast is designed the way it is. You see what I mean? Kind of gives Lily. Um, so this is a all the Ultra Beasts have two stats that are super high, and then the rest of their stats are pretty low. This Ultra Beast has special attack and special defense that are like exceptionally high stats. but its defense and HP are pretty low, so it's pretty frail from a defensive standpoint. And because of that, it is also poison and rock type for whatever reason. Um, because of that, beware with expert belt bulldoze. Should one-shot it. So we're not particularly worried about fighting this Nihiligo is what it's called. Does this raise its defense? Raises its defense. So maybe we won't one-shot it. We resist both poison and rock, and I do not believe it has like a fighting type move, so I don't think we're worried. Venoshock, yeah, that's fine. We should tank Venoshock just fine. No, we didn't tank it just fine, but we definitely tanked it. Am I worried? 36. I mean, we can change just to make sure. I don't want to die. I don't want to risk getting crit. So Gyarados should be able to tank two, although I think we're faster than it after one speed drop. Yeah, that's fine. This is part of the reason we put Bulldoze on Gyarados. Okay. Unfortunately, we're not going to use Chlorine, I don't think, in the upcoming battle, so there's nothing good coming from it leveling to 29, but that's fine. I don't think we're going to use Wishy-Washy may be pretty much done in terms of our use of it at this point. Wishy-Washy is a phenomenal um, second island Pokemon, but it kind of falls off a little bit. We may use it a bit, but and now we're going to be told about Ultra Space and Ultra Beasts by these two. I really need to put a lot of thought into how we're going to beat How. I may have to put so much thought that we're going to do this in the next episode. It's already 9:23. Jesus Christ. We'll go till 10. We'll see where we're at 10, and if we're ready to fight him, then great. If we're not ready to fight him, then we'll probably get off because we'll be at 3 hours for sure by then. Grinding in this game takes a long, long time. Okay, I think we're given Psychic right here. I do think that we are actually given Psychic here. Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, there we go. There we go. We did. We did get Psychic. Um, this is nice. Psychic is a strong move. They give it to you now because it's not going to be very helpful in the next on the next island, but it's a nice thought. I believe we can go back to the Aether island, and so we can go get a rare candy, which is useful. God, Alolan Raichu. Who would have thought that Alolan Raichu was going to be like the bane of my existence? And basically, it's just because we didn't get a Mudbray. If we had gotten a Mudbray, I'd be significantly less concerned about this upcoming battle. Though, if we'd gotten a Mudbray, I'd be considerably less concerned about every battle so far.
Oh, this is Ula Ula Island. Okay, so the move relearner is on this island. I thought it was on the third. Okay, good to know. Where is it on this island? Probably in the like second area or the I don't think it's in the third. I think it's in the second area. Ula Ula Island is probably my favorite island. I think it has a lot of really cool different terrains, which is a lot of fun. We are not ready to fight Hao yet, nor do we get any encounters until we fight Hao. Um, so can can I skip Hao? I know I can't skip Hao. Can I move past Hao? Okay, so we cannot fly there. Let's see if we can fly there from, let's see. So we're gonna do this really quickly. Can we fly back to Ulu Ulu Island yet? I guess it's not the end of the world if we can't, but I didn't think about that until just now. Hmm. Um, there's at least one more sticker in here. I do not for the life of me remember where it's at, but do we fight Machamp? Oh no, it's Oricorios. Okay, that's fine. Is it fine? Do I have anything that hits Oricorio? You need to switch. I guess we would do this out of the two, and then Waturium Z to kill the Pom Pom. Probably what we would do. I know that it's like weak to that, but I mean, what we're really worried about, we're definitely Iroh's gonna die no matter what, almost. That should kill. Okay. This should do pretty decent damage. I don't think it'll kill, but it'll do good damage. What is the virtue? Oh, air cutter. Okay. Prioritizing killing that. That's weird. My expectation is it's not going to prioritize that after this round, so I'm gonna have to switch wishy-washy. But that's fine. Blub can come in and tank the electric type move. Probably Revelation Dance. We hope this kills, but I don't foresee this killing. It did. Okay, great. Phenomenal. That's all what we wanted. Okay, 27 is good. 24 is good. 29 is good. Okay, we're doing good. We're about at the level that I want to be at. Oh, I forgot it's not actually Machamp. That's hilarious. Um, that's how you get attract. I totally forgot about that. That is actually really funny. I like that a lot. Um, okay, so here's one of the two. I think there are two in here. I'm almost certain that there are two because this is a giant area. Do I have to fight this thing? That's cute. Are you gonna ask to fight me? I think I would want to heal. I think that's enough healing to deal with this battle. Sure. For a second, I was like, did I name this thing Iroh on accident? That would have been funny. Yeah, watch that. That does not kill, which is fine. It's just gonna use power up punch again. It's gonna do a little bit more damage. It's fine. Brick Break should kill. Should give us fine EXP. Damn, god damn, 314 is atrocious. But okay, Beware is done. So we are now officially done with Beware. Sure. We can always reteach it Protect. Protect I'm not super concerned about at the moment. Hmm. Oh, that plant does look like a Oddish. So funny. Could have sworn there is another. Would have thought it's in one of the waters. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, I guess I'm wrong. I guess there's only one. Oh, that's right. That's this guy. Sorry. Didn't mean to retalk. Okay. Okay. It's not what I meant to do. Although I guess this isn't a problem to do this. Actually, yeah, it is. We want to stay here. Training here is going to be easiest. So we're going to go do Tauros Charge to get to the Pokemon Center. I guess what is here? Does she give us a Pikachu? She might. I don't think we have a encounter for this. So if we're given a Pikachu, I don't think we're given a Pikachu. That's a shame. That means, oh, it's just a battle. Well, we're trying to level up anyways. Who cares? Lovely. I guess Beware is good to use for this. I don't think we're gonna one shot, unfortunately. I lied. We one shot. I don't understand this Pokemon. I don't understand when I am and when I'm not gonna one shot Pokemon with this. How much 80 and physical? We'll give it to it for now. I'm pretty sure we'll take it off eventually for Protect again, but we'll give it to it for now. Is he gonna give it to me? Damn. I was really hoping. Oh, okay, so this is how you get the Picinium Z. That's fine. Can you, something I need to check. I guess that's nice. Very cute, very cute. Um, so there is like a Pikachu farm that I skipped earlier. I don't actually think you can catch Pikachu there, but I guess we can go look because maybe you can. Maybe I'm wrong. Um, Alolan Pikachu, for the same reason that Starmie is not super useful, Alolan Pikachu at this point would not be super useful, or like Alolan Raichu. But it's a Pokemon to have. Like it's potentially decent for later. Um, it's good to have as many encounters as we can. Um, yeah. God, what I'd kill to have thought about this and gotten a lantern. I think that's going to be my greatest mistake so far, is not getting lantern. At this point, I do think that that's probably my biggest error. Sodium has much better. You know what? You know what? I think we're gonna put sodium in. Um, yeah, I think sodium is potentially a better defensive wall for a Alolan Raichu. Sodium might actually be okay for a Alolan Raichu. Let's go see if we can catch a Pikachu. No, never mind. I lied. Let's go grind. I don't. We can catch a Pikachu later. Pikachu's gonna do nothing for us now. It doesn't have Volt Absorb. Um, if it had Volt Absorb, I'd consider it, but it doesn't. So it's not gonna fix our problems. So we need to keep our head in the game. We're back here because there are a bunch of trainers to fight. This is fine. That's We'll start with bite. Just a nope, no flinch. That's fine. We're not worried about this. I'd prefer it if she's the Sea King next, but we'll see. That's fine. We just leveled up. I was not paying attention. Cadmium, maybe? That sounds right. I think that'd be level 28 or 29. That's good. Did we bring cadmium at all? We didn't bring cadmium. It wasn't cadmium. I have no idea who it was. Maybe Furfru. Let's look. Oh. Okay. So we're gonna get Rabombi. Let's take a look at stats and we can think about how useful Rabombi is for this next fight. Rabombi may not be useful for how, but will certainly be useful for other battles later down the road. So the reason I like Rabombi is that Rabombi is bug type, which is super effective against the Alolan Raichu, which is another reason I like Blub. Hilarious because I was talking shit about Blub the whole time, but I think actually Blub will end up being pretty useful. I have no idea what Pollen Puff does, but it's bug type, right? Yeah, 90. Yeah, we'll take it over. We'll take it over that. Forgot Pollen Puff. What is the point of Bug Buzz if Pollen Puff does what this does? Um, Weird. Okay. Let's take a look at Rabombi and try to think about its stats. So I wanted to have good special defense. 43 is not particularly good. In 5 levels, we can say at most it's going to be 50, with at most 76 HP, I think is what we can expect. 69 versus 50, 64 versus 50. Better than that. 55, 54 versus 60 or versus 50. With 60 attack, good lord. That is 60 special attack, so well, we'll see. Well, let's go through. Let's get these Pokemon up levels and then we can deal with it later. Once they're actually at higher levels. Hi, let's battle. See if we can get anything good. How about it would be lovely if you had fully evolved Pokemon. Oh, Basculin. I don't like Basculin. In 20 minutes, we'll be pretty close to ready to fight the rival. Basculin is such an oddly tanky Pokemon. Um, really tanky and has a pretty high attack stat. It's such a random Pokemon by design. I've never really understood the concept of Basculin's design. Basculegion I like. I think well, I mean everyone likes what's it called? Pokemon Legends Arceus. It's probably the best Pokemon game to come out for the last 20 years. Well, I don't know about 20 years. I think that Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are very good, but 10 years. Well, at that point, they're, yeah. Who knows? Legends Arceus is very, very good, basically, is the takeaway. There's almost nothing wrong with Legends Arceus. But I think I'm a little biased when it comes to Legends Arceus because I actually don't necessarily love open world games. And I kind of like the restriction of Legends Arceus. I think by restricting it to not being a pure open world, you let game designers spend more time in other areas of the game. I think we're going to do this for now. You let game designers focus on other areas of the game, and I just feel like it potentially leads to better game design. Does he have Eviolite? Why does he not have Eviolite? Oh, wait a second. I lied. He shouldn't have Eviolite. He should have Eviolite. Yeah, that is going to make him even better against yeah. Yeah, that definitely makes him a better Alolan Raichu counter. Okay, that was a good notice by me. Good eyes. Um I guess we hope for EXP here. It'd be really nice to get EXP here. I don't think it's likely. I think it's very unlikely, but we would like EXP. 1 and 3. Hell yeah. Great. Awesome. 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 Let's put it on and um let's start leveling up faster. Was there a flame incense? Or is there not flame incense and there's just rose and water? That'd be kind of weird, right? Rose incense for grass type moves, water incense or sea incense and wave incense for water, but no like flame incense? This would be kind of odd. Okay. Pelipper should give us a lot of really, really good EXP, so we're happy to fight a Pelipper. That's a Drizzle Pelipper too. That's a special Pelipper. I guess that's the problem with using um let's do bite. Ice Fang and bite. Yeah, bite flinches. That was a high roll on damage, I'm almost certain. Okay. This should take us to 30 with Astatine. Remember that 33 is the next level cap, not 30. I'm only going to 30 for I want all my Pokemon at least 30 for the next battle. I think Astatine we're gonna let go up because we're not gonna use him for the electric tri type trial anyways. So it's not super critical that he is there for that. Does Mawile resist electric? No, it does not resist electric. That's a shame. I wish steel resisted electric. Okay, so we're getting just battled by some. What is this? Oh, I didn't realize that that existed. Okay, that's fine. I like Tentacool. You've already caught a Pokemon here. Oh, Clear Body. Not a bad Tentacool. I think there may be one more trainer, maybe two more trainers here to fight. Um, I have no idea what this is. I was gonna say, so water things are normally that's fine. Yep, saw that coming. I'd love it if it's shiny. I love shiny tentacle is a great design. Would love it. Another clear body. Cool. Is clear body its main ability? I did not think clear body was tentacle's main ability. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that changed in like Gen 5 or 6 or something. Carbon to 26, Blub to 27. We definitely want Blub to 30. We definitely want Blub to 30. This is gonna be oh yeah, yeah, we're good. We do not need a poison barb. I definitely thought there would be at least one more trainer. We didn't are you who we fought? Okay, maybe I'm just wrong. I may well just be wrong. Pyukumuku really sucks to fight. I guess I'll try it just to see how it goes. But Pyukumuku is not fun to fight. That was a crit. Good Lord, Pyukumuku is really defensive. Let's get one more. That is ugly. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a shame. That triggered a berry that I didn't mean to trigger. I need to keep. I will run. Thank you. Pyukumuku, the water type Wobbuffet, accepted as inwards out. Yeah. Wow. 700's not bad. 700's not bad. Good. There is at least one more. Is this guy gonna have a Pyukumuku? One of these trainers may have a Pyukumuku, which I would not be pleased about. Yeah, a lot of very buff. Oh, that's mildly interesting. That's great. That should give me a really excellent amount of EXP. Very happy about that. Um, I could stay in. I think Blub will deal with this just fine. I guess we'll see how good the Eviolite is. I never learned Thrash. Did I learn Thrash? Maybe I just didn't teach it. I don't think Thrash is a very useful move. Especially now that Gyarados can have so many better moves so quickly. Thrash is really good in Gen 3, but like I think once you get to Gen 4, Gen 5, he gets really good just innate moves. That's nice. Dive ball, that doesn't matter. My guess is that there's at least one more here. Told you. There may even be two more, but I think we're getting to the end of the line on the amount of trainers around here. We also hope for a really high level. Okay, so I was gonna say I was almost certain that there is at least one Pyukimuku. We'll go let Blub do this, or at least we'll let Blub try. I don't know how well it'll work. We'll see. What are you gonna use? So it's gonna be using counter. I mean, we'll give this a try first. Maybe it's holding a berry or something. Okay, that's mildly annoying. On that note, Carbon's probably the better Pokemon to do this. If it's just gonna be using Curse, then I don't care about that. Yep. What are the odds that you have, I have no idea if you do have metal coat. What is the move? Mirror coat? Mirror coat. There we go. Innards out. That's wild. I did not realize that. I need to keep that in mind. 27's good. Still pretty low, but 27's okay. 28's good. 31 is good. We are happy with 31. 29 is fine. 30 is good. Okay. Um, we're gonna go until Blub is 30. And if Ribombee is one level under, that's fine. I'm not too upset about that. Like I won't be too upset about that. Um, just because this is gonna take a long time no matter what. Okay, so I think we may be out of trainers, but let's just hug the coast. Yeah. Let's go all the way out to the rocks. Yeah, we're out of trainers. Um, it's a shit Pokemon if I've ever seen one. Finian and Luminian must be one of the worst designed water Pokemon ever. They're forgettable and they're just garbage. Nothing good about them. Let's see if you give decent EXP. You don't, naturally. I would kill for a rare candy. On that note, let's go as this winds down. Um, as this winds down, let's go first fight the last couple Pokemon over here. Um, and then we're gonna go see if we have access to. I'm certain that we don't have access to Aether Paradise, but we'll go check. Because if we do, that would be nice. And we can go get a rare candy that I know of. I think we could also get Toxic, which could be useful. 451's not bad. That's something to keep in mind. 451 boosted is not bad in terms of like amount of EXP per battle. Does this change type? Fuck off. Okay, have fun. I'll just kill you this way. Yeah, so we'll stay on until we beat hi Percy. We'll stay on until we beat our what's it called? Our rival. Shouldn't take very long. Thank you, love. This is just going to be one of our extra long episodes. I think we're probably going to be close to 4 hours, which is kind of crazy that I can sit down and do this, but I can. I'm a gamer. I can sit down for 5 hours, 6 hours, and just play video games. We're going to say no to re-upping for a moment, and we're going to go see if we can get to Aether Paradise, even though I know that we can't. If we could, it would be through here. Oh, that's right. That's where this is. We're gonna get a call. Yep, that's nice. We actually cannot go collect any Pokemon from him, or else we're gonna accidentally get our encounter. So we have a Salandit, so the Slazzle won't count because he does gift to Slazzle. And then I think Mimikyu's after the Slazzle, or Togedemaru maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Hi, Percy. We need to get up 2 levels still. Annoying. I meant to look if there's a fire type, but I'm almost certain there's not, which is really stupid. Okay, I guess that we're gonna go over to the other area where you can find a Alolan Raticate, and we're just gonna train there. We'll put on the EXP thing once we get there, because I think we get better EXP than the EXP we get from these Pokemon. Right. Something that I find really confusing is all these status, or really annoying is all these status moves, because I'm gonna hit myself just by the luck of life. Oh, good. Thank you. Sometimes I like complaining in the hope that, like, I feel like complaining is just useful because if I'm wrong, then I'm like, oh, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I'm like, yeah, I already knew that that was going to happen, which I think some people would find very annoying, but those people can fuck themselves. Okay, we're almost there. We basically just got to do 1.5 levels and then we're all grinded up and we're gonna take a whack. I do not feel good at the moment, but I think it's entirely possible we will win. Question is, do we stay in with Blub against this? Let's just go to Carbon. I think it's going to be quicker to do it this way. This should give us 3 or 400. Bite is fine. I think we're going to one-shot it. It's faster than us, though. Good. Hmm. I don't like that Rabombi's not even going to be level 29. That may be what we're shooting for is Rabombi to 29, unfortunately. I love. I think Percy's getting restless with me sitting in one spot for 3.5 hours. Thank you, Bubba. Give me 400s. Ah, God, this is so bad. So bad. Give me Nose Pass or Raticate. what we really want. Nosepass and Eradicate are the two ideal encounters right here. Fuck. Jesus. Unfortunately, I would say that the other area is better, but the problem is that the other area has better like low level EXP, like the Memorial Hill. But this one has two Pokemon that give you really high if you find them, so I just can't justify not playing here. I really wish you could rebattle trainers. I don't know why they took that out. Um, I just feel like it makes grinding way easier if you can rebattle trainers. And I tend to enjoy grinding in the Pokemon games where I can. So there is a question of like, well, what was the point of taking it out? Gen 4 is nice to grind in. Gen 5 question mark, maybe. I don't remember. Either way. Gen 3, you can rebattle trainers. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you can't really. I don't understand. Heart Gold and Soul Silver is kind of stupid in the way that it did all those things. I don't. One of my hot takes is that I don't understand why Heart Gold and Soul Silver are beloved. I'm pretty sure the only reason Heart Gold and Soul Silver are loved is because a Pokemon follows you. I think if you took away the Pokemon following you, people would think of Heart Gold and Soul Silver as just fine. Any other Gen 4 game, which are good games, but worse than Platinum. God damn. Well, at least we're close. We are close to level 30. God, this is painful. This is genuinely painful. First, he's playing with a toy, which is why I keep looking back. Okay, great. Eradicate. We love that. This should give us enough to um it'll be if it doesn't give us enough to level up, it'll be pretty close. Okay, hits the Eradicate. Damn, not quite enough, but almost. Yeah, well, so what's the point in Pollen Puff? We don't do double we don't do doubles, so there's no point in using Pollen Puff. And keeping Pollen Puff, unfortunately. Okay, so this will be the last one, and then we can go fight our rival, or we can go plan and then fight our rival. Oh, that did a lot more damage than I thought that would. That did a lot less damage than I thought that would. Hmm, good to know. All right, let's go to a Pokemon Center, and then we can go 69. God damn, that's really high. Lithium goes to 31, which we are perfectly okay with. Lithium to 31 is extra good. because we want Mawile high in case we need to switch to Mawile throughout this battle. Let's do this really quickly. It's crazy how long it takes to like do each of these things. If I hack rare candies in, which is what I'll do from now on, I feel like I would have done all of this in half the time, maybe even less than half the time. For now, no, though we want to do that with Crow or Zubat in a moment. Fire type moves is what we're looking for. Psychic. Yeah. Damn, that's so dumb. Anyways, okay. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. We definitely want you in here for Gyarados. Let's take a look. Okay, 69, 65, 30 with Eviolite. You are staying in. You are my plan of attack for Alolan Raichu. You are my secondary plan of attack for Alolan Raichu. I think you'll be okay at it. Yeah. You are only level 28. Good Lord. That's all right. Um, we're gonna lead with you, and you're gonna kill the Dartrix. So it's gonna be you and a Vaporeon. Who are we gonna have take out Vaporeon? I mean, I guess Astatine? Okay. I don't see a point in Furfrou at this point. I don't know what Furfrou does that lip. You also do Noibat. Noibat counter, but you're a Noibat counter. You are for Tauros. You can do Tauros in a pinch. You are for Dartrix. So Dartrix counter, Vaporeon counter, Alolan Raichu counter, second Alolan Raichu counter, third Alolan Raichu counter, Tauros counter. So the question is, no, I think let's do this. Let's calc I'm gonna do one calculation and then we're gonna call it fine. 28. What are your stats? 48. Okay, 48. You are going to be level, let's say 30 question mark? What level is this? 29. Oh, skip. He's faster. I'm faster. 82 versus 77, so I would be faster. I can live one switched attack and attack once with Bug Buzz. Bug Buzz does 80% lowest. My HP is let's do one more. Furfrou, 30. What are your stats? 69. You definitely don't have that. 51. Let's go bold. 12, 15. Okay. Bite does about half. Psychic does about 40%. I think Rabambi's better. I think it's barely. I think it's barely, but I think Rabambi is technically better because it can deal more damage. Yeah. Yep. Well, um, okay, let's do items. I don't have very many berries left, unfortunately. I could go try to get some, but I think at this point, I think there's one area where we can grab a bunch of berries really fast. So let's go do that. We want to make sure that we're prepared. We don't want to lose because we're being lazy. Let's go to Route 8 really quickly. Ooh, ooh, I am very scared of this, very, very scared of this battle. The problem is that Alolan Raichu is going to do a lot of damage to us no matter who we send in. Um, do I not have any berries here yet? Okay, never mind. We're gonna... Can I fly here yet? Yeah, okay. Um, let's finish this up. Sorry, I'm delaying because I am genuinely really worried about this. We're gonna basically use all of our money here. These are three very good moves. I think they're all worth having. I think they're all worth teaching as well. So Facade is obviously going to be on Beware. U-turn will go to Percy. For now, I think this is worth it. I think we're going to switch U-turn to Leech Life at some point, but I don't know that there's much of a point in teaching this right now, but we'll do it because we're doing TMs. Shadow Claw is better than Payback. Beware is kind of a lie, isn't it? It is, but I think it is arguably better. Okay, I think at this point I think we're at the point where we're gonna be. Last thing is items. And we're gonna do Firium Z here. Um, I think this makes sense. We're gonna use Percy to kill unfortunately we just don't have what moves does this Vaporeon have? Tell me this Vaporeon does not have Aurora Beam. It has Water Pulse and Quick Attack. So we're not particularly worried about this Vaporeon from a Gyarados perspective. Feels like Gyarados should be more than good enough to take on this Alolan Raichu. All right. Oh, here we go. I am out of every state since the third trial, this is where I'm most worried about losing. This and the upcoming totem, I think, are definitely the places where we're going to lose if we're going to lose. We just want to take out Dartrix. Once Dartrix is down, we are ready to move on. Um, Dartrix is who I did not really assess for. I didn't prepare for Dartrix. We just kind of said Fiery MZ should be enough to just take out Dartrix and get us moving on Vaporeon. My expectation is it's going to be Dartrix into Vaporeon into Alolan Reich. Whoa, that was unexpected. We're not. Whoa! Let's force the Vaporeon. Let's force the Vaporeon now. Um, or sorry, let's force the Alolan Raichu. The Alolan Raichu is going to be the problem if we're going to have a problem. So my view of it is let's get the Alolan Raichu out of the way. Um, because once the Alolan Raichu's out of the way, I'm less concerned. I'm still concerned because what I'm worried about is Alolan Raichu into Tauros, into Pursuit, into Loss. Um, okay, Blub, show me that you were more than worth this forced encounter. Psychic. Did he has Electro Ball? That okay, that doesn't make any sense to me, but we can survive another Psychic. Unless it crits. Don't crit. I have no idea how much damage this does. It kills. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Tauros Pursuit. Don't see Tauros. He sees Tauros. Do I have Protect? Do I have Protect? I don't see Tauros Pursuit not killing. This is the problem. I don't see a world where Tauros Pursuit does not kill. We hope. We switched. Okay. 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 Woo! Woo! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Tauros Pursuit may not have killed. I don't know. I didn't calc it, but I can tell you what's gonna kill. I can tell you right now what's gonna kill. That's Brick Break. Brick Break's gonna fucking kill here. Um. Woo-hoo-hoo. Woo-hoo. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. So lastly, we need to survive Vaporeon. No, Noibat. Okay, Noibat comes out. Noibat's fine. What does Noibat have? Does Noibat have flying type? Noibat does have flying type. So in reality, Astatite is the better Noibat counter. Um, fuck yeah. Okay. 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 Um, we're not out of the woods. We still got to take out two Pokemon, but we are peeking through the forest. Okay, all that's left, we have multiple Pokemon able to tank anything that Vaporeon can throw. So at this point, we should be at this point we should be pretty good. We should be pretty sitting pretty. Sitting pretty. Let's see. Vaporeon comes out, and we're basically just gonna bite. Vaporeon's water absorb. That's okay. It's gonna hit us. It's gonna do a little bit damage. No confusion, so we're not worried. We're gonna bite. Hell yeah. Okay. We're gonna bite. Flinch. Phenomenal. Do we have a potion? We don't. Ooh, yeah. Yes. Fuck yeah. Okay. Okay. That that was easily one of the more difficult fights. That Alolan Raichu is a fucking pain in the ass. But we got it. We got through. We did not get pursued by Tauros, which is very lucky because I still think that would have killed. It may not have killed because we have bug type Eviolite, but I think it would have been real close if it didn't. Um, yeah, wow. Wow. Okay. Great. That's all done. Um, we still have way more to worry about. This next trial is, I'd say, one of the most concerning states of the game, one of the most concerning trials for the game for us. Um, at this point, I think it is the hardest wall. But I think we're in a good spot. I think we're sitting pretty. Um, we were able to beat How, which was what I was worried about. And although it was potentially problematic, it did not end up killing us. So I think for now we're going to call it a day. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment for whatever you want to leave a comment about, I guess. Still getting used to these calls to action. Feel free to subscribe, like the videos. And yeah, we're making it to Island 3. We are officially on Island 3. We're getting pretty far. There's a lot of challenges ahead, but we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good so far. Okay. All right. Have a great night, everyone. Bye-bye.